Yo, what up? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with the Homies. I'm the homie Qwan, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Jay Cooley.
Peace.
And my boy Sylvan the Don, Sylvan the Cute.
Yeah, what's good, y'all?
Listen, man, I got a confession for y'all. If y'all see me struggling on this mic and hitting the mute button, just know your boy got that young 1919. Know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You had this is your fourth
Yikes.
time getting this shit, dog.
Bro, I don't listen. I be
Eat
outside,
ginger.
okay? I be outside. I'm a wild boy, so you know.
Allegedly.
I be I be getting sick, man. I'm sick. But other than that, how y'all fellas doing, man?
I'm good, man. This week was pretty chill. I've been all right. It's been good. It's been a good time. I ain't giving no I ain't gonna give no free promo, but you know, I'm on this cleanse for the next 15 days. Get my body right before Thanksgiving and the holidays
Yeah,
come
I
up,
feel it.
because that's when you start slipping up, you know. So I
Oh
feel
yeah. Because
Take
we are
the- take
definitely
the-
gonna be eating.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, let
man.
me take the next 20 days, get my body right, so that by the time Thanksgiving and, you know, all that start coming up, I can be like, relax.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm good.
My week been smooth, man. You know, I'm blessed, can't complain. Still off that water as always. You know,
I see you, Cooley. I see you, you know what I'm
feel
saying?
me? Yeah, we got the
Right.
jugs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, fellas, we do got a special guest today. Joining us for the rundown is going to be Xavier Omar. So make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you stay tapped in because you don't want to miss that. But fellas, before we get into this wrestling talk, man, I just got to ask y'all: have y'all been reading our comments?
Yeah, boy.
Y'all diving them comments?
We got a little community brewing,
We got a
baby.
little community, baby. We
Yeah, I
building
love
over here. We building over here. Some of these comments
love
be
it.
hilarious. Some of them be great. Like it's a lot of people out there saying that they're happy to see black people in this space because you know
Yeah.
they've been looking for that. But some of these comments be hilarious, man. One dude said, "Wrestling with the homies, not to be that guy. That's kind of sus."
Aw.
I remember that.
Fam. If you hear wrestling and your mind immediately goes there, then yo, I think you the issue, man. But shout out to you for commenting on our page. We appreciate that. Yo,
What
it
was
was
his
another
name?
comment.
What was his name?
His name was like Bald since '99 or something crazy.
Boss since 99 is insane.
crazy.
And then one dude, look. So y'all know my Gunther clip. It just keeps going up, man. That Gunther clip is the gift that keeps on giving. I said Gunther wasn't a star, and man, these people are in a frenzy. One dude was like, he's an idiot. He probably doesn't even call it wrestling. He thinks it's sports entertainment. Bro,
Dang.
the name of the podcast is Wrestling with the Homies. I helped name this podcast. It's not called Sports Entertainment with the Homies. It's called Wrestling with the Homies. So clearly, like, what are we talking about? But look,
Yo, sports entertainment with the homies would be kind of crazy though.
nah,
That would low key be kind of
Sports entertainment with the homies.
Yo,
That handle would be so long.
We
Oh
are
man,
not doing that. We definitely
yeah,
not
that
doing
would not be great. Nah, it wouldn't be great for marketing. But you know, from a troll standpoint, yeah,
Right.
I'd watch it.
Hey, we here, baby. We here.
Right. Shout out to him too. Shout out to anybody who's commenting. If you haven't commented yet, make sure you're in those comments and make sure you're liking and subscribing to this channel. Hit that notification bell and turn it on because you don't want to miss when we go live. Because we here, baby. We here. We had Big E on. We got Xavier Omar on. Next week we might have Triple H on. No, I'm just playing. You know, don't expect that from us, bro. We ain't getting Triple H. Not yet. We ain't there yet. Now, fellas, I got to talk about something, man. It's something that's bothering me this week because I was watching Raw the other day, and I saw your boy Cody Rhodes. I saw him limp down to the ring with a bum ankle and turn his John Cena on, and you know, get the best of the Judgment Day with a bum ankle. Fellas, wasn't Cody Rhodes just tag team champions like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Remember when he won those titles? We were excited. We were like, yo, we see what's going on. That Roman dynamic. We back. We here. And then he lost the titles and nothing. He moved right on. What's going on? Somebody tell me something. What's going on?
They're gonna get the titles back, man. They're getting the titles back at Crown Jewel. They are.
Fellas,
They are.
let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. I hate to say this. Cody Rhodes' entire WWE career right now feels like one big side mission.
Yo, Qwan, dog. Yo, you are a sick man.
bro.
You're
what?
a sick man, dog.
Cody
you are
Rhodes'
really sick.
entire WWE career right now feels like one big side
my
mission because
God.
it feels like Cody Rhodes is doing everything except for what he's supposed to be doing. And it
Getting
feels
that
that
gold?
way. Thank you. And it feels that way because of the Roman Reigns feud. Fellas, I'm not here to talk about how Cody should have finished the story and defeated Roman Reigns because that's honestly a dead horse. I'm so tired of that narrative existing, so I want to kill that right now. I love what Roman Reigns is doing with the title post WrestleMania, so I'm not even going to go there. But fellas, we got to be honest. That Roman Reigns feud with Cody Rhodes should have never happened. It should have never happened. That Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes feud was a mistake. It was a mistake. And I'll tell you why. It was a mistake because we got invested in it. And now Cody Rhodes has moved on from it, and we haven't. We're still invested in that, and he's doing everything except for address that. And until he addresses that, we can't fully invest in him. WWE made a mistake by giving us Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns too early. I like to look at this as WWE's version of the Snyderverse. You fellas watch movies, right?
Of course.
Y'all like comic book movies? Because I'm a comic book
I'm
fan.
a DC.
I love it.
I'm a DC fan.
Yeah. Hey, facts. So a lot of people love Marvel. A lot of people swear by Marvel. But me, I grew up on Batman, Superman, Green Lantern. So I'm a DC guy. DC is my thing. So when DC announced that they were doing a DCEU, I was excited. And when DC announced that Zack Snyder would be the head of that DCU, I was in because I love Zack Snyder. I loved what's that movie? Watchmen. I feel like Watchmen is one of the most underrated comic book films of all time.
Absolutely.
Or graphic novel. Watchmen is incredible. And I also loved 300. So I was in when Zack Snyder took over DCU. Now, the movies came. They were what they were. I loved some of them, like Men of Steel. Some of them were, whatever. But for the most part, I was in on the DCEU. That is until the Justice League came. Now, obviously, Zack Snyder had to step away from the Justice League because, he lost his daughter, and also he had creative issues with the movie, so he had to step away. And Joss Whedon came in and completely reshot the movie, and it was terrible. It was one of the worst comic book movies I've ever seen. It made me lose faith in the DCU wholeheartedly. But what happened after that movie? We then find out that there's this incredible cut of that movie that was left on the cutting room floor. Thus is born the Snyder Cut. Now, us being DC fans, we couldn't get over that. So, we got in those comments. We got on Instagram. We got on YouTube. We got on Twitter. Release the Snyder Cut. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. It trended worldwide for days until finally DC made the biggest mistake that they could make. And they listened to the fans and released the Snyder Cut. And it was incredible. The movie was incredible. It was everything that I wanted it to be. I've seen it like 10 times. It's probably my favorite comic book movie of all time, right? But I say it was a mistake because what happened is DC and Warner Brothers had no intentions in furthering the Snyderverse. They gave us that as a teaser, and then they moved on into a completely different direction. They named James Gunn as head of the studio, and I'm sure James Gunn is going to do a good job with the movies that he puts out. But the problem is there's a large segment of the fan base that is still so invested in that thing, the Snyderverse, that we never got closure for, that it's hard for us to invest in what comes next. We love James Gunn. We want to see what he does, but we're still so invested in the Snyderverse that we're never going to get closure for, that it's hard for us to invest in what's next. And that's the problem that we find ourselves in WWE right now, because we love Cody Rhodes. We want to see what Cody Rhodes has next, but until he addresses the elephant in the room, until we are able to move on from this Roman Reigns feud, we're stuck with the lack of engagement. We're stuck with not being able to invest in what he's doing. So right now, his entire career feels like one big side mission. It feels like he's doing things that he has no business doing. It seems like he's addressing everything except for what he's supposed to be addressing. And we can't accept that. We can't invest in what he's doing right now because we're still invested in a story that WWE had no intentions on telling us. They gave us this Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes feud, and they had no intentions on it going anywhere. And like I said, this is not me saying that Cody Rhodes should have won at WrestleMania. I quite feel the opposite. I think Roman Reigns was the right choice. But what I am saying is that this match should have never happened. We should have never gotten Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns until WWE was in a space to give us that in a real way. We should have never gotten that match until WWE was ready to give us Cody as the victor, Cody as the winner. Until you're ready to get us to that space, don't give us the match at all. It was premature. It shouldn't have happened. WWE made a mistake by giving us this match, and because of that, we're stuck in the moment that we're stuck in now. Cody Rhodes is out there on the treadmill, running in place, and it's not making any sense, and we don't care because we want Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, and that's my TED Talk. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I know you agree with me, Sylvan. I know you agree. This match should have not happened. It should have never happened. There was no reason to give us this match if you weren't intending on it going anywhere past WrestleMania.
What other match possibly could have happened if it wasn't
anything?
Roman?
They could have
We
given
had
us
Seth
Cody
so many
Rhodes.
times.
Hey, I'm down for it again. They could have given us Seth versus Cody Ford in a ladder match. They could have given us Roman Reigns versus literally anybody. If the story was that Roman was going to win, then what was the reason for putting Cody in there in the first place? That could have been against anybody.
You know what I wholeheartedly think? I feel like they were going with a certain angle with this Cody and Roman thing. But they didn't have no idea LA Knight was going to be who he is today. So they probably had to, readjust or something and put Cody on a side mission until that comes back up. So I think, the writing lab got a little bit in shambles with that. But I don't know if I agree with it shouldn't have completely not happened. I mean, his thing is to finish a story. So I don't know. I feel like it's not over yet. I don't think it's over.
But he's not even engaging in the story. That's the problem. It's like a TV show leaving us on a cliffhanger, and then the next episode, they don't even address the cliffhanger. They just move completely on from it. And it's like, wait a minute. I thought Kanan burned up in the building last episode. Are we not going to address Kanan burning up in the building? We just going to move on from that? Like, what's going on? Cody Rhodes lost to Roman Reigns, and it moved on.
What you think, Sylvan?
He's out there with Cody. He's out there with Brock Lesnar. And now he's involved with the Judgment Day. He has like 8 feuds right now. And it's like, what is even happening? Cody Rhodes is out there doing everything except for what he's supposed to be doing. And it feels that way because this Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes dark cloud just follows us around everywhere we go. That match should have never happened. It should have never happened. It was a mistake. It was the Snyderverse. You released the Snyderverse when you shouldn't have. And now we're so invested in Cody Rhodes' story with Roman Reigns that everything else that he does feels incomplete. It feels unnecessary. This is WWE's fault. They created this problem, and now they have to fix it.
Qwan, let's just be honest, man. You don't like Cody Rhodes, and that's okay. This is what this is really all about. You just don't like Cody Rhodes. You don't like him anymore. Like, you used to like him. You had a certain affinity for him. He fit all of the boxes that you named as being the top contender to lead our company. And now that he is not fulfilling that ideal identity for you, you don't like him anymore. And so you're blaming WWE for the booking decision they made. And you're bringing this narrative up to us. Because everything you're saying is it's absolutely false. Just number one. Let's just get that out the way. It's not even. I understand where you're coming from, right? So let me stand by that first. I fully get where you are coming from. We are in a space with Cody Rhodes where he seems as if he's directionless. He has not had a definitive story arc in a very long time. And we are all clamoring to this wrestler finishing his story, which quite honestly can only be finished by him beating Roman Reigns. And we haven't seen Cody go one-on-one or have any type of interaction with Roman since 2 weeks ago. And that was a culmination of 6 or 7 months of them not crossing paths.
Not even acknowledging each other's existence.
I fully understand your frustration I understand how you would come to the conclusion that we as fans are being left in limbo. But the reality is that the IWC is being left in limbo. The fans don't care. The fans do not care what Cody is doing at any given point, because when he's coming out every single night, we are all singing that theme song. We're all saying, whoa, and we're here for whatever he has to do.
Never say whoa like that
us.
again, my brother. Please don't.
Whoa!
Whoa!
My
We all
father
singing.
said,
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 when I was younger.
when I was
hard times made better. Get it all away. Let's bring it back.
Only us IWC fans can even get to this point of feeling this way. But let's scale back why you're wrong, Qwan. And the reason you're wrong is because remember when we were talking about this before WrestleMania, when we were talking about Cody Rhodes not being the person to dethrone Roman Reigns just yet. I said it's too early. He needs more time. He needs to flesh things out. We're invested in Cody, but at the end of the day, we need to see him chase this thing for a while. And I understand your point of he's not even chasing it. He's completing side missions and doing his stuff thistle. But that's not indicative of WWE making a mistake. I think that's indicative of how WWE books Roman Reigns. That's another conversation. I'm sorry. Like, we have to keep it a stack. It always comes back to how WWE books Roman Reigns. As far as I'm concerned, Cody Rhodes is over. We still care about Cody Rhodes. His position has not only not been stagnant, but he's raised his stock. He's raised his popularity. He's raised his appeal. So whenever we do cross that circle with him versus Roman Reigns, we're going to be even more interested, even more invested, and he's going to be even more looked at as a main eventer more than ever. When are we going
to be honest about what happened here? It's very clear to me what happened here. What we witnessed was two people warring with each other over creative. That's what this was. Triple H is the one that booked Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And I fully believe in my heart that Triple H had all intentions in Cody Rhodes winning that world title or that universal title at WrestleMania. Triple H, that was Triple H's vision. But Vince McMahon had other visions. Vince McMahon stepped his foot back into that company. He wiggled his way back into that company and he said, no, we're going to continue this Roman Reigns story. Cody Rhodes is not the one who defeats Roman Reigns. And that's the direction we went. Because we saw it. We saw it with Austin Theory. Austin Theory won the Money in the Bank briefcase. And we all know that was leading towards Austin Theory becoming the world champion. It just is what it is. That was Vince McMahon's plan. And then Triple H took over, and what happened?
Austin made Theory the right call.
Austin Theory cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase for the United States Championship. And it made absolutely no sense.
It did.
It made no sense whatsoever.
Wasn't ready for
like I said, there were two sides of creative at war with each other. That's the reason we got Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns should not have happened.
Getting Cody Rhodes first off, if we don't have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39, what do we have? I need a legitimate answer first.
We have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 for the first time.
We have Roman Reigns versus who at what 39?
Anybody, whoever wins the Royal Rumble.
Who though? I need a name.
Seth Rollins.
Okay, Seth Rollins. So we have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins again.
It doesn't matter. They have a feud. They have history there. They both began in the Shield. Like the story is there to tell. We could have gotten that match at WrestleMania, and we would have all paid to watch it, and we would have had fun with it. And then Seth Rollins could have lost that match and moved on. Roman Reigns could have won that match and moved on. We could have still told the same story we told with Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes, except we would still be invested in the Cody Rhodes character because that loss wouldn't be looming over his head.
We're still invested in the quick character. What do you like? Yeah, yes, we are. We absolutely are.
Who is
what are you talking about?
Who is we?
The whole wrestling community is still invested in Cody Rhodes. What are you talking about? This guy's more over than he's ever been.
Sylvan.
Imagine WrestleMania 40, bro. Imagine the packages for WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Imagine him going back to WrestleMania 39, that defeating loss, what he had to endure for the next year. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to be back on the train.
What is he enduring besides running side missions? Right now, he's feuding with who? Who is he feuding with? The Judgment Day? All of them? He's feuding with all of them?
First off, who's feuding with anybody at this point? Can we name one feud in WWE at this point?
Yeah, LA Knight and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's the only legitimate feud we can realistically.
Gunther and
Logan and
who is Gunther? Logan is kind of feuding with Ray, but it's just a match setup. Like, who's really feuding with anyone in WWE right now? So what are we talking about? The guy's
Akira
over.
Tozawa versus. First off, shout out to Akira Tozawa, by the way.
Yo, national treasure.
Tozawa, that's nasty. That joint is so funny. But look, man, all I'm saying is that. So look, we got Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, despite the fact that it might have been a mistake. It was premature. We still got that match. What I would have liked to see is at least a continuance of that. Like, we could have gotten a Roman and Cody feud for a couple more months after that before we completely moved on from it. Because it being a one-off, it makes it hard for me. Like, I can't speak for everybody. I'm not going to speak for all the 12-year-olds in the audience crying when Cody hands him the belt. I'm not going to speak towards none of that. That's way beyond me. But as a fan of the product, it's hard for me to invest in anything that Cody Rhodes is doing right now, specifically because it just feels meaningless. It feels like he's feuding for the sake of feuding. He's having matches for the sake of having matches, and there's no larger story attached to that. And for me, it takes a lot for me to invest. I can't invest in Cody Rhodes versus the Judgment Day, feuding over nothing. I can't invest in a 2-week tag team with Jey Uso, only for them to lose the tag team titles and then move on from it. Like, I can't invest in that. I need more. All I'm asking for is more, and WWE's not giving me that.
All I'm asking for is more. I just think we need to take some time to realize that once this comes back again at WrestleMania 40, the buildup is going to be magnificent. I hate to bring back this match because they were both mid, in my opinion, and whatever. But we got to go back to The Rock and John Cena. When The Rock and John Cena happened for the first time, and John Cena lost, it was kind of pointless to me at first. I was like, why is John Cena losing? Like, he's the guy who's carrying the company. Why am I seeing a veteran come back after not wrestling for 7 years and going over on our prized superstar? But then I watched John Cena's entire story arc that year. He was down and out. We beat him down to the pulp. He was losing every single match. It just looked like this guy was just not Superman Cena anymore. And then by the time he came back for the next WrestleMania, we were invested in seeing him climb over that mountain and having the redemption angle.
You keep saying we, my brother.
Of course, I'm saying
that match.
I'm saying.
I know you.
First off, I was invested in both those matches.
No, you were not.
I like The Rock. The Rock. What do you want me to say? Also, this is 2013, 2012, and 2013.
Sylvan.
This is a whole other Sylvan. A whole other Sylvan. This is 2023 Sylvan, and 2012, 2013 Sylvan are two different Sylvans. Also, I was newly back to wrestling. Like, let's keep it a stack. I left wrestling in 2007 and came back.
In that. You were invested in CM Punk.
It came back when the pipe bomb came back.
You were complaining like the rest of us.
Of course, I came back when the pipe bomb came back because I was tired of seeing Cena win every single time. And so by that time, and then when The Rock comes back, of course I'm tapping in. Of course I'm tapping in. So I'm invested. It didn't make any sense to me that The Rock is beating John Cena at that time. So what I'm saying right now is that in this instance, we have to wait and see what the story is really going to build for WrestleMania 40. Of course, it feels like it doesn't make sense for Roman to go over Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the new budding star in WWE. We should have just kept it pushing.
And this is why I feel like you're not hearing me, because I'm not saying I had a problem with Roman Reigns going over Cody. If they wrestle again at WrestleMania 40, I would still be cool with Roman Reigns going over Cody again. My problem is that we moved on completely from it and never addressed it. So
but you said it's a mistake.
Come back around.
You said you said the match is a mistake, and that's That is what I'm addressing. Is
I
you're
feel like it was a
saying that the
mistake.
match is a mistake, but the match isn't a mistake. It
was a
happened
mis-
exactly how it should have
premature.
happened.
It was a mistake because it was premature.
I think
Until
you hate
you're
Cody
ready-
Rhodes. I think you don't like the guy anymore. I think you
Listen.
don't like that. I think you don't like the fact that he can run around being over and be pointless and not have any type of anything, and we're still clamoring to the story. I think you
All
don't
right, look,
like that
we
guy.
about to tell the truth about Cody Rhodes. I'm about to tell the truth about Cody Rhodes because listen, I like Cody Rhodes. I think he's a pretty solid wrestler when that bell rings. I think his matches are pretty solid, and character-wise, the kids love him. So if the kids love him, then cool. I love him too. Cody Rhodes promos are the same thing every week. That what do we want to talk about? That politician smile, high five the babies. It's stale. It's cereal that's left open on the top of the fridge. It's stale. I'm over it. I am so over it. I don't hate Cody Rhodes. I like Cody Rhodes, and I would like to see Cody as world champion at some point. But we're not going to pretend like Cody is just hitting home runs every week. Cody Rhodes is very stale as a character, and I feel like the reason for that is because this Roman Reigns feud, this Roman Reigns match that they gave us prematurely at WrestleMania continues to hang over Cody Rhodes' head like a dark cloud. It does. I'm sorry, but it does. We should have never had this match until they were ready to give Cody Rhodes that victory. I'm sorry.
But maybe they didn't want it to have it, they don't want to give him his victory so soon. So they're trying to stretch it
Then
out.
don't give us the match. Don't give us the match then.
I think it's a great part of the story. I love the fact that Cody lost at WrestleMania 39 after being on an undefeated streak. I love the fact that he got humbled. I love the fact that he had to overcome Brock Lesnar and then Brock Lesnar co-signed him.
No, you don't. Sylvan,
I
you don't
do.
like
Yes,
any
I
of
do.
This. I know
do like
you.
this.
I know we're talking toward. I know we're
I
talking
like
toward
this.
But you don't like this. No, you don't.
I like this. I like this. I said it from the jump. I told you know what? As a matter of fact, let me remind you guys who was the only one out of the group chat who said no, Cody Rhodes should not win. It was me. I was the guy who told both of you, look, he should not win at WrestleMania 39 because in 6 months we're gonna hate the guy. And look at us now. We're hating the guy even when he didn't win.
I don't hate him though. That's the thing. I don't hate Cody Rhodes. I like Cody Rhodes. For me, this is what this is. This is it was unnecessary. This is like the Lakers trading for Russell Westbrook. And now Russell Westbrook is on the team, and we're trying to figure out ways of how can we get a trade to happen? Who can we move Russell Westbrook for in a way to improve this team? When it's like you didn't have to do the unnecessary move of getting Russell Westbrook in the first place. Like if you would have never traded for him, you wouldn't be in this situation where you're trying to get out of it. And that's what WWE is in. They had this match prematurely, and now we're in a case where it's hard to invest into Cody Rhodes because what he's doing doesn't feel like it means anything. And it's like we didn't have to be in this space in the first place if we would have not had that match. If we could have just skipped over that match and did anything else, I would be rocking. I would be in. But because we did that, it's like we booked ourselves into a corner.
We all wanted Russell Westbrook. Don't do that. We all wanted Westbrook. Yeah, we all wanted Westbrook. But it's all about the experience. You gotta test the experience before you can, you got to test it out first.
It's not working. It's not working.
I still think it's working. I think the true testament of bad booking versus good booking is if we want to see somebody or if we don't want to see somebody. And at the end of the day, we want to see Cody Rhodes. We want to see him no matter what he's doing. If he has the tag team championships with Jey Uso and he's feuding with Judgment Day and he's still getting cheers, if he's still getting that big old whoa pause at every single show, then that's good booking. Now, if we're looking at bad booking, we're looking at someone who had a certain decision made for them, and at some point we just don't want to see them. It's past being heel or being babyface. They're just not booked right, and it's not going well for them. And I think if at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes isn't suffering because he didn't win at WrestleMania 39. If anything, he's thriving. He's more popular than he's ever been. So I have no qualms with it.
Cody is definitely not suffering. The people that are suffering are me, like the viewer, like trying to watch this show and make sense of it and invest in it. I'm the one who's suffering. Cody Rhodes is gonna reap the benefits of it no matter what because he's over it. The kids love him. But me, the viewer, me watching and wasting my time every Monday, I'm the one who's suffering.
It's a Judgment Day, man. Look, I mean, Judgment Day is basically DX in 1998. We're gonna see them on TV, on Raw and SmackDown at this point, man. So it makes sense for him to be doing side missions with Jey Uso and feuding with Judgment Day and just figuring out what to do because it is what it is. Like they gotta play ball. WWE has to play ball with the cards that they've dealt. Now I'm not mad at it. I personally don't care, but. I understand if you have an issue with it. I fully get it. I understand. But hey, that ain't me though. I'm all here. As long as he's over, why not?
Listen, homie universe, if you out there, make sure you let us know down below. Are you cool with Cody Rhodes going on side mission after side mission instead of completing the main story? Or do you want to see him double tap X on the main story and go for the gold? Let us know down below. Fellas, I can't believe we broke out into song in the middle of that debate. So we really started.
Best theme out. It's the best theme
best
out.
theme though?
It might
I like
be.
Judgment Day. I like Judgment Day theme for sure. What else?
Yo, y'all gonna call me crazy?
I don't really care for Judgment Day's theme.
What? I can't believe I'm saying this on the podcast, but look, y'all gonna call me crazy. Grayson Waller theme kind of fire, bro.
Nah, that theme stinks.
It'd be like, bow, 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 bow.
Nah, that theme stinks.
Yeah,
that theme that sounds like a B-side Aaliyah.
What about
intro.
L.A. Night?
No,
bruh, that theme song is so terrible. It's so bad, but it's so good at the same time, dog.
That LA Night song slaps, bro.
Wait,
it sounds like a West Coast classic. Like
yeah.
What?
We're forgetting about the one of the most important things right now that's new.
What?
Jimmy Uso. Come on, man. What?
Hey,
Jimmy Uso is hard. It's a slapper.
Slapper.
Hey, and y'all gonna come for me. Hey, Jey Uso thing kind of grew on me that it's just
I tried to tell you, dog.
Wait.
No.
I was in the pod saying like, yo, this is kind of trash, but I'm telling you, it's hot. It's kind of hot though.
It's kind of hot.
It's kind of hot.
No.
It's just me, Uso.
I just like the part when he was like, hey, that part hard on it.
When he be hyping, he be like, okay,
yeah,
okay,
that's cool. But it's
shout out to Jimmy and Jay, man.
Shout out to Jimmy and Jay. Shout out to all whoever WWE's music guy composers are. Like I don't really know who they are. We all know Jim Johnston because that's our era. But whoever is doing the music right now, I want to give them props, man, because they doing their thing. A lot of people complain about the music in WWE, but I feel like right now they're hitting 100 right now.
Facts.
That's just me though. That's just me.
Speaking of Cody Rhodes, gentlemen.
God.
Let's piggyback off of this topic. I'm not going to spend too much time ranting today. I think.
We'll see.
I think. I want to pose a question to both of you, right?
What up?
Do feuds really matter in wrestling?
Yes.
Of course. Like
yes.
The most important thing in wrestling besides like
100%.
But why? Why do they really matter?
A feud makes a storyline.
Like what? What kind of question is this? Where are you going with this, bro?
What are you alluding to?
Okay. All right. You know what?
What are you trying to say?
Okay. Let me.
What's Drewski? What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
All right. Let me dive a little bit deeper. Pause. I want to speak about Cody Rhodes basically not having a feud since Brock Lesnar. Right? It's been 4 months now. 4 to 3 months.
Damn, that was fast.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes has essentially been more over than ever. I've seen this guy come out every day on Raw or SmackDown. People know his lyrics. They're chanting that woe with him louder and louder every single night. You see his merch sales going crazier than ever. Yet, for some reason, he hasn't been in any type of feud whatsoever at all. Like none. Like I haven't seen Cody Rhodes versus anybody since Brock Lesnar raised his hand and gave him the cosign of a century. Now, I also want to bring it over to LA Knight, right? LA Knight spent a big majority of his ascension not really feuding with anyone for a long time. I think the one definitive feud he had was with The Miz. It was like one feud in the course of like 8 months.
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, Bray Wyatt and The Miz. He had 2 feuds over like definitive feuds over the course of 8 months. Yeah, he was over more than ever. So I guess the real question I'm asking is, do feuds matter to a wrestler or a superstar if they're over?
The
If
feud
they're
is what
over
makes
more
them
than
over.
ever.
Yes, I agree with Cooley.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
We didn't care about Eli Drake before he became LA Knight to be feud with Bray Wyatt, which made the
Yeah,
storyline
facts.
what it was, and then
okay,
that stopped,
okay,
and then he took the torch and ran with it.
okay, to a degree. Now, can we say that about The Rock? Can we say that there was a person who actually got The Rock over, or was The Rock just over because he was charismatic?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Now, by the way, this is just theory. I'm just asking.
Right.
I'm asking you, my
blood
brothers. I have no definitive answer on this.
But here's the thing: it's not as black and white as you're making it sound. It's more of a marriage of two things. Like, you have to be charismatic, but after the charisma, we do still need something as fans to invest in. And like, everybody would say that The Rock charisma made him, but that feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin is what definitively made him that guy. Like, them going back and forth every week, that's what really made us invest. And then you brought up Cody Rhodes and LA Knight. Those are two special cases, because with Cody Rhodes, it's not that we're invested in him and what he's doing now, so we're cheering so loud because we love him. It's more of his whole story up until this point. Like, this is a guy who we saw scrap and claw at the bottom of the card, climb his way up the WWE ladder, get given gimmicks that he didn't want to do, request for his release, and then go over to New Japan and Impact and AEW and carve out a life over there before he got back to WWE. So by the time Cody Rhodes got back to WWE, he didn't need a feud to get over. He was just over. Like, we were completely in, because that whole backstory that led up to that point, it just meant so much for us as fans to invest in. And LA Knight, he's in I wouldn't say similar, but LA Knight, we weren't invested in what was his name? Max Dupree? Max Dupree.
Yeah. Wait, why did I say Eli Drake?
No, because Eli Drake was his. But Eli
Drake
was
his. But that was like,
that's like TNA and
I'm
right.
Sure.
But when he was doing the Max Dupree thing in WWE, like, we weren't invested in that at all. We didn't care. Now that once he changed his name back to LA Knight and started coming out with that entrance music and stuff, he still wasn't getting like huge pops and stuff like that. Like, he was there and we were cheering, but we didn't really care like that. That feud with Bray Wyatt is what set it off. When he was out there slapping Bray in the face and mocking Bray Wyatt, that's when we were like, oh, this dude is like really legit. And he kind of just took that and built upon that from there. But at some point, LA Knight needed feuds. He couldn't just get by coming out and doing the LA Knight shtick every week. Like, he needs something for us to latch on to. Because we're going to get tired of you if you're just coming out and doing a shtick every week and not feuding with anybody. That's the reason I feel like Cody is stale now. Like, we still love him and we want to see him on our TVs because he's great at what he does. But it's like, if you're just out there spinning the wheels every week and not really giving us any meat on those bones, it's like, what are we doing?
Super pause.
I don't know why. I don't know what kind of analogy that was. So let's rewind that. If you're not out there giving us something to invest in besides your shtick, it's hard for us to really get behind that.
And Rock had to go with what, Stone Cold. He had even the feud with Triple H, Mankind. He had a lot of feuds that kept him going. And man, that WrestleMania 15, WrestleMania 17, and 19, those were the the golden ones.
Right.
Being that Stone Cold last match was at 19 against Rock, and that kind of sealed the deal with that. And
right, like it wasn't like The Rock was just coming to the ring saying, finally The Rock has come back every week, and then having random matches with like Mosh and Thrasher or something. Like, he was definitely involved in feuds that we cared about.
I'm just saying what I'm seeing right now in wrestling is that it doesn't feel like a definitive feud has to necessarily put you over. Kind of seems like a series of events are what's kind of putting wrestlers over. Even when I think about, the Judgment Day, right? Like Judgment Day, when Judgment Day coming up and then having their on again, off again feud with Edge, right? It's definitely definitive in like their formation of who they are as, as people. But it was really a lot of just their character work and them finding like the duality between themselves that ended up putting them over. I mean, now I can't say that completely because I look at someone like Dom, right? Obviously, Dom's feud with Rey Mysterio was like the key to his unlock as a super heel, and that put him over, right? So definitely not going to take that away from him. But there's definitely elements of Judgment Day that just came together because they were just naturally charismatic and they were finding themselves and they're just doing a lot of cool stuff. And they didn't necessarily have to have like a blood war with, let's say, the Bloodline or, with anybody really, in order to just be who they are. Or when I see what's going on with Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Cody Rhodes hasn't been in a feud in four or five months, give or take, but he's still insanely over. I guess my question really just has been like, how much do feuds really matter if you're really over at this point, But and on the flip side of that too, like I feel like someone like Austin Theory doesn't really need to be with Grayson Waller. I feel like he needs a definitive feud, and the reason why I think like his United States Championship reign wasn't great was because he didn't have a real feud to help him get over. He was just kind of floundering as a characterless, brash heel that, is really talented. But that's just me. I don't,
Yes, I was gonna say I truly feel like what really pushed Judgment Day over was Edge, to be honest. Like them turning on Edge is what sparked that whole transition of, oh, okay, these guys are serious. And I mean
that feud with him.
Yeah, so that feud made them who they were, and then them being as evil as they are, they kept that torch and they just ran with it. And then that's when the Dom and the Ray, and it was just perfect. So I feel like the feud is what brings you to base one, and then your character work is what keeps you going into that next feud that happens.
Right. And look, and just to close this out, I'm not saying that a character needs to be constantly in a feud to stay over, because I mean Cody Rhodes proves that like he doesn't really have a definitive feud with anyone outside of like the Brock Lesnar feud and the Roman Reigns feud, but he's still over. Like he's printing money whenever he's out there because people still love him. So I'm not saying a wrestler specifically needs feuds to remain over, but you definitely need feuds to keep eyes on that product, because let's be honest, pro wrestling was stale. Pro wrestling was losing viewers for years and years and years. What turned that all around? Fellas, tell me. Y'all know the answer. What turned all of that around? What happened on SmackDown that got people to tune in that stopped tuning in years ago? The Bloodline. That Bloodline with Sami Zayn feud, that brought so many people in. That broke records as far as ratings go. Am I wrong? People stopped watching WWE for years. People didn't care for years. Roman Reigns and that dynamic with Sami Zayn, that's what got people to tune in. Do y'all remember the Tribal Court on Monday Night Raw?
I thought people was tuned in before.
I was tuned in.
So people started to tune in when Triple H took over creative. Like you started to see the ratings start to climb a little bit after falling for years. But like that Bloodline stuff, that's what really did it. Like that Tribal Court episode of Raw where the entire first hour was just Sami Zayn in Tribal Court and Roman Reigns trying to determine whether he wanted to like exile him from the group. Like that's what got people tuning in. And whenever Bloodline is on TV, we always tune in. Why? Because we want to see that feud go further. That's what gets us excited. We don't get excited for Monday Night Raws and seeing Cody Rhodes. Let's just be honest. Like, we love Cody Rhodes, but when Monday is creeping up, we're not like, oh my God, it's Monday, we have to tune in. We're just like, okay, it's a Monday. But when Roman Reigns is announced for Friday and we know that it's going to be some Bloodline shenanigans, we in the group chat, we tapped in, we excited. Why? Because we want to see that feud furthered. So yes, feuds absolutely matter, man. We can't say that they don't matter.
Is Bloodline a feud though?
Bloodline is a feud. Like it's very unique in the way that it was built, because like in the beginning it was just Sami Zayn as a part of the Bloodline, but we all know that was a larger story they were telling, where it was like, you know, Sami Zayn is kind of being dogged out by Jimmy and Jay. No, it wasn't Jimmy, because Jimmy's always kind of been on Sami's side, but it was Jay who was dogging Sami and Roman was dogging Sami. So there was always that dynamic, and that's what got us to tune in, and that's why we tuned into Tribal Court. We wanted to see that. That's why we tuned into Royal Rumble when Court. That's such an insane name.
That was hilarious.
That's a hilarious name. Tribal Court is hilarious, dog.
Yo, what was the name of the match that Jay and Roman had at SummerSlam? Wasn't it like the tribal match?
The tribal
tribal combat or something?
Yeah, tribal combat.
Yo, what are like who,
WWE is
who's naming
hilarious,
this
bro.
stuff? That's
Tribal
so damn
combat.
corny, bro.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Jay versus Roman in a tribal combat match.
It's like,
But yeah,
bro,
come
okay,
on,
I
man.
guess.
But that was the feud. That was the feud from day one. And anybody with eyes saw it. Like, we all knew that Sami Zayn being a part of Bloodline wasn't going to last. And that was like a big feud being built up. Like, we all saw that. Come on. That's the reason we watched.
You need your feuds. You need your feuds.
I see
I'm not saying they don't. I'm just posing the question because it's like I have been seeing a lot of wrestlers that are just insanely over that, like even that just don't seem to have like a definitive feud. Or I mean, and obviously it's predicated on who you are, right? Like I even see Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is just out here moving, and
facts.
it's like she's still over, but it's not like she's in a feud with anybody. Like she just dropped it to Lara, like out of nowhere, and it's like, well,
she was going back and forth with Tiffany though. But that was like a little mini
right. And you got to remember, she got to this point by like feuds. It wasn't like she just overnight was just over as hell. Like the man stuff happened, but she had to like get punched in the face by Nia Jax and bleed, and then that T-shirt came out, and she had the feud with like Charlotte Flair and Sasha. Like she had feuds to get to this point. She didn't just appear overnight and people just was into it. You got to work your way up to that point before you Stone Cold Steve Austin and people just end. You got to feud with somebody, man. You can't. So yeah, I absolutely think feuds matter, but I see what Sylvan is saying, because like these people are remaining over without having any feuds right now, and it's kind of puzzling to watch. But WWE, you got to give us something, man. You can't just have people out there floating around and doing their shtick, because if that's the case, we gonna get bored. And back in the day, y'all was the only show in town, so we had to tune in. But these days,
let's be honest, bro. Like Cody's not gonna feud with anybody, like until WrestleMania, dog. Like he's really not. I think he's gonna win the Rumble again. Like I don't think, bro. Think about all of the pay-per-views we have. Like he's not gonna feud with anybody, bro.
Hey, because we only got what we got Crown Jewel, then we got Survivor Series, and then we have Royal Rumble. Damn, yeah,
bro, he's not gonna feud with anyone, bro. He's not. He's done, yo.
Hey,
yo.
Well, yeah, we were gonna get an Omos feud at some point. It was ruined. It was cooking.
I was like, no.
Yeah, once Ari Emanuel came in the picture and Vince McMahon was out the paint, that Omos feud disappeared.
Damn,
man, I miss Omos, man. Bring Omos back.
Bring Omos back. But let us know out there.
Hey, no. Before you say that, speaking of Cody, man. But speaking of Cody and him having one of the best entrances in WWE, what is y'all top entrances, man? Because it's a lot like of all time. What's y'all top entrances, man?
Of all time?
Give me three of all time.
I'll take.
Give me three of all time. I'll tell you my three. I want to hear y'all threes first. It's hard.
Three, Cooley. All three of them.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's for me.
No, it's not.
Stone Cold Steve Austin when the glass breaks, obviously. Mankind when the car crashes. Why are we just singing? We just singing theme songs all through this episode, bro. Like, what's going on? And then honestly, I would have to say I'm probably alone on this island, but I would say Kurt Angle, just because that dun 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 dun. Whenever I hear that, I know I just see red, white, and blue.
I don't know. I don't have any order, but I got to go with Edge's cunnilingness. I got it.
Excuse me.
What it is. I got to go with
Edge.
Is
that you think you know me?
Yeah, I gotta go with it, bro. Yeah, bro. Like you think you know me on this day. I'm sorry. I gotta put it in there, man.
Wow.
I'm definitely gonna put. I'm gonna go Jericho break the walls down. Just 10 out of 10.
Come
bro.
on, man.
Yeah, and then I'm sorry. I gotta put Motorhead, Triple H. Time to play the game. Like
time to play the game,
bro. That
yeah.
When that comes on, I'm like, yo, what is happening, bro? Like,
hey, maybe I'm crazy, but for me, my favorite Triple H theme was the 1 2. This song.
Hey, yo, Triple H.
More time.
That one was fire.
What you got, Cooley? Who you got?
So since y'all think y'all know me, like this ain't Dylan. You know, I got Stone Cold, obviously. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? And I got Batista. Yeah, I said it. His interest was
What was his
fire,
theme?
bro.
I forgot. Was it dun
He come out like,
yeah, I
fire,
walk
bro.
a mile inside
What?
this pit of danger.
bro. He come through the pyro.
I'm
It's
embarrassed
just like,
to know
it's
these
crazy.
songs, bro.
It's crazy. And then of course my third one is from my guy, my favorite debut of all time, Y2J.
Yeah.
Fire.
Break
the
And
walls down.
That's with any Titron. There's one with the girl coming up like this, and then there's one with the ball with the countdown.
Hey,
come on, man.
Shout out to my man R True. His theme song is underrated. Y'all know what time it is.
R True,
like hell, dog.
I hate
What's up?
And you could get
but
this.
You know what?
Like,
but look, man, look. Let me school you though. Let me school you. R Truth is one of the only people to have, like, before Cody Rhodes jumped from AEW to WWE with the same theme song. We had R Truth, man. R Truth had that "What's Up" theme song in TNA. Mm-hmm. He was out there. What's up? He went to WWE and kept the same theme. There was a time in wrestling when this didn't happen. We didn't see that at all. So the fact that R Truth was like, he was the first person to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, facts.
But look, we can talk about wrestling themes all day. Let us know down below what your favorite wrestling theme is. Who has the top 5 wrestling themes in wrestling? That's what I want to know. But fellas, I got a little more wrestling to get into. Y'all see not even the rumors. I don't even think it's a rumor at this point. Y'all see the news? We got a free agent, upcoming free agent.
I heard about this. Yep, I heard about this.
Yeah.
Which one?
Mr. 5. Hey, I'm about to tell you, brother. Mr. 5-star himself, Will Ospreay, is a free agent, and he's a free agent, and I believe February 2024. He has hired a big time sports agent, and apparently he's putting out those fillers out there that he is open to relocating to the U.S. Finally, this has been something that people have been wishing for a decade, but it's finally here. Will Ospreay is saying that he's open to relocating to America and signing with WWE or AEW. So, fellas, I want to pose this question to y'all. Where does Will Ospreay land? Because honestly, I hate to say it. I know that you guys are WWE fans, but I don't see Will Ospreay coming to WWE. I know people
I don't either
think that that's the case. I don't see it. Matter of fact, I don't see any of these aging veterans, these Jay Whites and the Will Ospreays and the Tama Tongas. I don't see any of them coming to WWE, just for the simple fact that AEW is more of what they're used to. It's more the same. They're comfortable. They can wrestle in AEW and still appear in New Japan or wherever else they want to appear in. Over there, they're going to be a big fish in a small pond. I hate to say that because it sounds like I'm putting AEW down, but let's be honest. When you're in AEW, you're a big fish in a small pond. You come over to WWE and it's like, now Brock Lesnar's at the top of the card, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. There's like a million people ahead of you in WWE. And because of that, I can't see Will Ospreay over there. But the main reason I don't see Will Ospreay making that WWE jump is because Tony Khan is willing to overpay. Tony Khan is going to give Will Ospreay a blank check and tell him to write your number on there and we'll sign you, because in WWE, they make stars like nothing. They make stars the same way McDonald's make double cheeseburgers. WWE could sign a failing college football athlete off the field tomorrow and make him a star within a year and pay him whatever they want to pay him. So they're not going to break their necks to sign Will Ospreay for all this money when they can just make someone else for cheaper. So I honestly see Will Ospreay either staying in New Japan or making that AEW move. How y'all feel about that?
I personally think that he, I don't think he's a WWE guy either. This guy is a wrestling fanatic, clearly. I can see him at TNA or AEW. If he's looking for that bag, of course he's going to AEW because Tony will write that check. But I can see him in TNA as well, or staying out there. But to me, if he's hiring this new agent, this new big agent, I don't think that he plans on staying in New Japan. I really think he wanted to test the waters, and I can see Will going to AEW. He's a fanatic wrestler. He's dope. Even though I would love to see Will versus Ricochet, That would be a
In
fire
WWE,
match.
that would be fire.
Oh
Hey,
man,
they got
that would be a
classics.
fire
They got
match.
classics in New Japan.
Yeah,
Him
he
and
was
him and
telling
Ricochet
me.
got a classic in New Japan. So if they can
Yeah,
do that over
so
in WWE,
I don't
I
see him
don't see
going
it
to
though,
WWE
man.
at
I
all.
don't see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I wouldn't underestimate Hunter in this equation. I don't see Will going to WWE, but I wouldn't underestimate Hunter wanting Will. I think
Right.
Hunter is a wrestling guy, and I think Hunter wants to mix more of the indie style wrestling into WWE's product, and we're currently seeing it with the Garganos and the Champas having competitive matches out there with the Ludwigs and seeing Ludwig Kaiser promos, like package videos. Like Hunter wants more of that in the product. Like it's apparent, and I could see Hunter making it a mission to really court Will Ospreay and get him over to WWE and making him a big deal. It just makes a lot of sense to me. But that's only because Hunter is in charge of creative. And
Right.
when I look at someone like Hunter, I mean, to your point, Qwan, like, yeah, they definitely can make superstars 100%. And I definitely think that's their MO. But
See
I
it.
think Hunter wants to stick it. He wants to stick it to AEW. He wants to stick it to all those guys. Like, he doesn't want WWE to just be this big sports entertainment company. He wants to show the world that he wants to show those IWC fans too, like, yeah, you come over here, you're going to get those competitive matches too. You're going to get those bangers, those 5-star classics, those undeniable matches. And quite honestly, it would be a real like punch in the face to the IWC to see Will Ospreay in WWE as a top contender having bangers. It's like, it's like, okay, what are you going to say now? Where are your 5-star reviews going to go now? Huh? Like, what are you really going to say? So
Right.
I'm not saying that he's going to do it, but I am saying I wouldn't underestimate Hunter's desire to get Will over there.
Hey, and Will versus Seth Rollins is something that we all want to see.
Bro.
Oh
Bad.
my god,
Like,
bro.
bad.
He might mess around and bring the old Seth Rollins back. For real.
Dave Meltzer mess around and have a heart attack if Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay get in that ring and get 30 minutes.
Yep.
Bro, pre ACO Seth Rollins, that was a different beast.
But it wouldn't be in the Tokyo Dome, so Dave Meltzer will still give it 4.5 stars. He won't give it that 5. And you got to be in AEW or New Japan for that.
We know who feeds that guy.
Yo, but to be honest though, fellas, I honestly think that Triple H and WWE wants to stick it to the competition. They want to stick it to AEW, but I don't think that someone like Will Ospreay would be the person who they go after to stick it to them. Because I see the MJFs of the world making that jump. I see the Malachi Blacks or the Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, or even the Wardlows. I see guys like that making the jump, similar to how Jay Cargill has done, or similar to how Brian Pillman has done. What's his new name? Lexus King. He just made his NXT debut a couple days ago, and it was pretty solid. So I see a lot of that in the future. And while AEW is losing their big names or like their up and coming names, I see them making big offers to those indie guys like the Will Ospreays and the Tamatongas, or even the Matt Cardonas. Which, if Matt Cardona is smart, he'll come back to WWE, because I feel like his character just sticks over there. But at the end of the day, Tony Khan's wallet, man. Tony Khan's wallet is big. He's willing to pay anything to keep these guys away from WWE. So I guess we'll see what happens, but I'm here for it. Whatever it is, I just hope that Will Ospreay does move to the States so I can see him on my TV more often, because I love New Japan, and I know that he wrestles over there in New Japan, but New Japan isn't as accessible to us as AEW and WWE is. That's just the honest truth. And even Impact, you can't count Impact out, because Impact just rebranded to TNA. I know Cooley referred to him as TNA a couple times in this podcast, but we haven't really mentioned it. Impact is now TNA, Total Nonstop Action, again, and they coming for that spot. Like,
he smell blood.
Hey, Sylvan was saying it in the group chat, man. Impact, TNA, they not just sitting on the sidelines trying to be the third brand anymore. They coming for that second spot. They rebranding. They out here putting on incredible pay-per-views, because I watched Bound for Glory, and Bound for Glory was fire. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Will Ospreay was fire. Impact is here. They here.
Uh-oh.
AEW, you better keep that number 2 close to your heart, because it could be taken away just like that, baby.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Now, look, if you're out there, homie universe, make sure that you comment below. Let us know where you think Will Ospreay will land in this acquisition. Will he stay in New Japan? Will he make his way over to AEW like he's, kind of been doing? Or will he surprise us all and pull a LeBron James over to Miami Heat and take his talents to South Beach and come to WWE? Let us know how you feel. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on these videos because we need y'all to engage with us, man. I don't want y'all ghost watching our videos, man. Don't ghost watch. Don't be that person. Comment below. Let us know how you feel about what we're talking about. We want you to engage with us so we can engage back with you. Now, we're going to bring on a special guest. Like I said, our boy Xavier Omar is here. So let's get into that.